We laugh beneath the summer blue. Our stories feel like something new.
Time is also a gift that we give people, and for me that's the most precious thing. When you've given it, there's no return. You cannot take it back. Unlike, I give you cash and then I got angry with you, I can take the cash back, I can take the gift up back, but time, no. Even if materially there's no abundance, but that spirit of abundance makes you grow. And in spirituality, also in religiosity or in God's sense, we are made in the image and likeness of God. And so God provides life, and so we are imitating the characteristics of God that is given to us, that we share with other people. We just do our best. And so there's no judgment because we're just all trying to do our best. But it's just that we do not know. That's why I'm so grateful and thankful that I now know. And now I know also that I have to eliminate some people out of my life, in the sense of like setting boundaries, not eliminate, like kill them, no, but like not allow them in my orbit. The whole journey was academic, but it was faith building also, because it's a better understanding of the Bible and integrating it into my life and how it affects me. And I thank God for that, because it made me realize that even though it was so painful, at least at that time I was 60 years old. I said, at least I had my dad for 60 years. I said could not imagine how I would have been, or how my life could have been, if he had passed away when I was just 30 something and not even 40 years old, to help him. And that gratitude, that thankfulness, that shift, that, yeah, I had him for 60 years, unlike my friend who had him only for 30 something years. That healed me from that pain. So for that Divine Mercy weekend, I felt it was a very, very strong miracle, a spiritual and emotional, psychological healing that took place. Because cannot take medicine to cure that. You cannot force your mind to think in a certain way. And I cannot force my mind to think in a certain way. I cannot force my feelings to feel in a certain way. But those shifts in the event and that little crack that allowed the light to come in, allowed me to have strength. You also learn that in time, the pain will not be so intense. But also we learn that in time, we love them more, appreciate them more. And this is one thing with grief. How do we live our life with them alongside of us, wherein they are not also there, but yet continue to live with their legacy? And the legacy is not just putting a building or naming rights, or honoring them by having plaques or donating for cause, but also the legacy of their beautiful characteristics, their beautiful character that is passed down to us. Why do we love dogs? Because they are very loyal. They are unconditional. You have a bad day, you have a good day, it doesn't matter. They're just happy to see you. And I wish, we can be like that. I wish I can be like that. Be just happy to see people. And then when they greet you as if you're the only person in the world. They come barking, wagging their tail, jumping, and with pretzel in her excitement, not control her pee. Pumpkin, my mom's dog, it's kind of difficult, but still, just have the character. So I said, all right, God, if I have to stay single for the rest of my life, then it's okay. Single blessedness is fine with me if that is your will. If this is what you have planned for me, that from here on, I continue to live my vow and live single, that's fine. I said, but if your will is different, you will send the right guy for me. I said, I will not go out of my way nor make any effort to meet guys, to have relationship. But if your plan is different, then you set the right guy for me. And I had only one condition, that the guy will respect my relationship with you, that the guy will know how close we are. He will respect my priority, which is putting in you as my priority. So, I realized later on, kulang pala. Hindi lang yung kailangan, it's not only that he should respect my relationship with you, but also I said, I want him also to have a relationship with you, and that we would both put you as a priority in our life. So, until now, waiting, waiting, waiting. So, so we don't know. God's will is His love and mercy. So that gave me profound strength. That gave me extreme courage. That when I'm going through something, it is because God's will for me is His love, and God's will for me is His mercy. So that whatever I'm going through, and I shift my perspective and to take a look at the challenges, the pain, the hurts as God's will for me because He loves me, or God's will for me because He's going to give me more mercy. And of course, as we receive God's love more and more, and as we receive God's mercy more and more, we get healed. So that's the spiritual healing that has to take place. And what's like our Father Ted has said, sometimes the healing starts from the spirit. And so that spiritual healing of having more trust, having more faith in God, really allows me to move through all these other difficult challenges of self-discovery, of self-knowledge, of being more patient to myself, more understanding to myself, so that in that healing process, I am able to extend more patience and understanding. Also, there are a lot of times I fail to do that, and I just have to ask for forgiveness. And I thank those people who've been patient still through the years, still there, in spite of my shortcomings and crack in the head. But there's an inspiring verse that not a biblical verse, but a verse from a song. A Canadian singer said, everybody has a crack, and it is where the light comes in. The journey of healing was not easy for me, and I sometimes laugh when I'm thinking. So when I look back and think, I said, oh, God has sent me quite a few priests to be my mentor, to be my friend. I said, God, I must be a hard nut to crack, so that I have a lot of priests that guided me, and I don't have one particular priest to be my spiritual director. There are a lot of priests that are around and nuns that have been very consoling and helpful that guided me. So I said like, oh God, I have like two or three congregation instead of a priest and a nun. And I'm thankful for this, looking at these things in abundance. My grace is sufficient. In your weakness, I'm made perfect. For I shall gladly boast of my weakness. And because of that, the strength of God will be in me. So be still and know that I am God. Grief is universal. You know, when you tell a story of a father passing away or a mother passing away or a broken relationship, in any culture, in any setting, you know, when it's family life, it is an experience that is very universal. I would say, like, unlike a joke, you might find it funny, but another person might not find it funny. And another person might find it hurtful. Grief is very universal. The death of a child, everybody feels it, regardless of culture, regardless of status. And then also, it's personal. And this is one of the concepts of grief, that it's universal yet personal. And to plug it in, that's why I usually invite our participants who attended our webinar, that the webinar, even though it has helped you, the individual counseling will hone in to your specific need, and that's where the healing can take place. So this just brings to mind, I said, wow, grief is universal, spirituality is universal, that there is God, your human spirit is also universal, but the experience itself is very personal. To know that it's okay not to be okay in times when things are not okay, and to know that you are not alone, to know that we are here to keep you company, to journey with you, and we are all doing the best that we can.